Oh, hello and welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name is Dark Sage Walker, and today we're going to be doing the theme run for the other character that seems very much like a jerk. And it's a Polish word, so forgive me if I don't pronounce it correctly, but I believe the character's name is Zdrada. It's a very awkward name that I have a hard time pronouncing thanks to my idiot American tongue, but let's quickly go over the run. So Zdrada is known as, at least in Helltaker, she's known as the bitch demon. I'm not talking about you guys. Cecil. You're not a bitch. You're not a bitch. You might be acting like one right now, but you're not a bitch. Hey. So, and a lot of that boils down to her personality, how she tends to make fun of things. It's in the idea that she is a pretty hardcore smoker, which make of that what you will. Even if the act is forbidden, she still does it because it's either a habit, a compulsion. Make of it what you will. But she does it anyway, regardless of anything else, and the best way I could exemplify that was with Blazing Lariat and Air Spinner. The Wavefront and Obsidian Cascade were coming from two other factions of her, facets, I should say, of her personality. If you choose the wrong answer when you encounter her in Helltaker and she ends up killing you, she does so by burying a knife in your heart. So I figured Obsidian Cascade would be a good way to represent that. And then Wavefront comes from the idea that, as said, she is the bitch demon. And a lot of that is encapsulated. I'm not even sure that's the right word. I think I'm just trying to use a word with a lot of syllables right now. But a lot of that is shown in the idea that she wears of all things, she wears a cross on her choker. This, to me, says that there are times when. Okay, now you are being bitch. And what that says to me. And also what it kind of confirms by the definition of the word that is her name, that I can't pronounce, is that first of all, she's got her own ideas of things that she likes and dislikes, so that in and of itself is a good thing. But she's also known to be rather traitorous, which would go a little ways towards explaining why she wears a cross on her choker. So, in that respect, the other thing that I did to exemplify that is that every arcana that I chose was opposites. Hold on. Sorry, I'm trying not to get dead. Get out of here. Alright, what do we got over here? A couple of things that I like, actually. I'm going to start with the heavy travel jacket, and I'll explain that in just a minute, but first, let me finish what I was saying. So if you'll notice, every arcana that I chose is an opposite element from the other one. Such as Air Spinner is very much in an opposition element to Obsidian Cascade. Wavefront is in opposition to Blazing Lariat, because I figure if she's got the mentality of someone who is described as a traitor, she probably doesn't hold a lot of loyalty to any one element or idea. Okay, I'm very much considering taking Bouncing Bubble. Like that, I was kind of looking at I was very much looking at the Wanderer's mechanism, but it's awfully hard to turn that down. And by my own admission, and by the way that I designed this run, that now means that I should be looking for an Electric Arcana. Then the other thing you notice is that I started with the noxious dapper cap, and that and the heavy travel jacket both have their reasons. The reasoning being that all the dialogue options, or all the dialogue that you get from her, signifies that she's a bit of a masochist or sadist. But I think it's fair to say it's probably just straight up sadomasochist. She seems to have because she has very little. Thank you, controller. That was exactly what I wanted to do. Because it's not one of my episodes unless I'm blaming my controller for a fuck up. But all of her dialogue makes her come across as a sadomasochist. So, the dapper cap goes along with the sadist part of that, where she seems to enjoy watching others in pain. Then the masochist part is her probably having some resistance to physical pain, at least I would assume. And the heavy travel jacket is a perfect example of that, and her being able to just take hits and seemingly getting enjoyment from it. And I will be looking for things like the tea or the super carrot cake to really drive that idea home. But that's all almost entirely based on what I get during the run. Alright, I can afford the Wanderer's Mechanism, and it's on sale, so let's buy the Wanderer's Mechanism. I also momentarily thought about the wand, but I think I'm going to let that be. If I find the hat later, then by all means let me know how stupid I was. I'll be doing that to myself. So as you can tell by how often I put a Helltaker character in my polls, I really like the characters in that game, and a lot of them have really interesting designs and what's the word I'm looking for? Designs and inspirations. I am going to have a tough night at work tonight if I can't get any of my words straight. Okay, memory chainmail is another good one, but after this I should start looking for more offensive things. Which, yes, brings me back to the brain. Work with me. It's been so cold in Minnesota I can't even think. But yeah, from how often I've used a Helltaker character in my theme runs, and it says two things. One, maybe I'm trying a little bit too hard to go for obscurity, but also that I really like the characters in that game. I think all of them are well designed and have interesting inspirations. Like even going so far as to structure the whole idea of what hell is as more of like a corporate entity instead of just punishment eternal, we are hell. How they describe Lucifer first as female, because, you know, most of the characters aside from the Helltaker himself are, you know, attractive demon women. Okay. Okay, I thought I had my... That was a mistake on my end. I thought I had my wave front ready to go. Okay, you guys can stop now. I openly admit that I was playing that poorly. I really should have, instead of just walking towards them as if I were a goddamn Robocop, should have sidestepped their spears, but I wasn't thinking about it. Nor was I thinking about my dash distance. So let's play this a little bit smarter instead of just, you know, running at things. Alright, I did not find Iris, and that's a shame. There we go. Alright, what do we got? We've got Air Spinner upgrade, very nice. And I think if I give Dr. Song an Arcana, she's going to take Blazing Lariat, and that I want to hold on to. So, let's see what's available here. Oh yeah, Memory Chainmail, definitely take that. Alright, looking up. Not that things were ever particularly looking like very far down, but, you know, there was the, you know, Robocop spear incident. Well, yes, I am warmed up. Thank you very much, Steve. Alright, time to back off. And we just kind of cackle as the poison does its thing. There we go. Very nice. Now, unfortunately, we've got Atlas coming up, and I know that the poison isn't going to do much to him or his minions, so fuck my life. Oh, that's great. I made him eat himself out of existence. I saw what was happening and tried to dodge, but apparently I was a little slow on the draw. God, I hate those Nitro Glycerin barrels. So as far as I know, outside of Cerberus, Zdrada and Malina are the only ones who actually have any sort of familial relation. Cerberus, of course, is basically just 3 demon girls acting as one. Which, no, I haven't used Cerberus in... I haven't used Cerberus for a Wizard of Legend theme run, but then again, I'm not even entirely sure how I would do that. I know within Helltaker, the Helltaker community, Cerberus is a fan favorite, and, you know, when you've got 3 pretty girls all kind of in one spot acting as one, it's kind of hard not to understand why that is. Oh, I see so many things here I want. I see the dice, I see the ring, I see the Sidewinder's badge. The thing that's probably going to make the biggest difference is the rate. That's going to be... I think that's going to be, at this point, either a 12 or a 16% damage increase. There we go. Oh, okay, apparently Taffy is down there. That means that one of my Arcana has extreme range. That'll actually work as my Electric Arcana for the time being. Remember how I said I was going to pick up one of those as a means of portraying it as the betrayal of the other Water Arcana? Alright, let's go over here. Oh, we have the Blazing Lariat upgrade. Definitely gotta take that. This now leads back to which Arcana I'm going to pick up. I have at least one Arcana of every element, so it makes sense to pick up the Captain's Ring. Okay, so Wind, Water, Fire, Earth, Electric. So when you have 5, it's 16%. I thought it would be 20, that would make more sense, but... Every now and again, when the Nocturnal Sundial triggers, I'll be happy about it. No, I had mentioned that Zdrada, the Bitch Demon, and Malina, the Sour Demon, were related. One is the sister to the other, and of course vice versa. Because that would be weird if that was in one direction. And I think one of the design elements that they were going for is that they were probably going for one of them seems like the cool sister and the other one is, you know, a bit of a dork. Obviously, they meant for Malina to be kind of the dorky one. What are you? Archaic cheat sheet? I don't care. Nah. Man, I am just making all sorts of mistakes here. I do like the idea of Ball Lightning, but right now Volt Pinball is being super helpful, as there are a number of Arcana that not only are throwing me towards the enemy, like Blazing Lariat, but also it's nice to just have an all-around damage option. And yes, I know Air Spinner kind of is already doing that. But having two of them is just... it's a very strong effect. Birds are very loud today. Listen to these birds. You'd think one of you guys was the bitch demon. There we go. So yeah, right now, I'm liking having Volt Pinball because right now it's synergizing well with all the other things I have. definitely a good crowd control option. Very much enjoying having it. Alright, found the boss room. Now we just gotta find the other stuff. Nice. Alright, what do we got here? I think we'll definitely take the Relic Rewards card. Oh, there's the... Okay, that's a little bit different than I thought it was. For some reason, my brain was going, yeah, that's the one that gives you something when you get hit. Oh, and speaking of which, because getting some sort of benefit when you take damage seems very much like a masochistic thing to have happen. Little son of a bitch. Oh my god, screw those little dryad fuckers. I don't want to use any of that. Wait, what does this do? Max health is reduced. I'm just gonna call that good. I did end up taking this. Alright. Looking good. I suppose the Tea of Mercy still makes some sense as, you know, she gets hit, and then when she heals, she acquires some resistance to pain. Because there's the obvious part of her that goes, yeah, that feels good. That sounded really weird to say. That feels good. God damn it. I hate how long those Earthseekers last. Like, they seriously last way too long, I think. There is also a part of me that's just complaining, so take it for what it's worth. And I guess my biggest complaint there is that it's completely wastes my signature. Like, half the time when I get to that phase of the fight, that's when I've gotten my signature chart going, and of course I can't use it because I have to dodge the stupid seekers. There's nothing here that's really catching my attention. Oh, plenty of money for the wavefront upgrade if I find it. But her being called the bitch demon, getting back to that, actually is very fitting just because of the type of personality that she has. Like there are times in which she just flat out says, you know what, I'm not interested in this, or the most telling time when that happens is when you go to ask her for advice on the puzzles in, I want to say chapter 6 or 7, and she's like, yeah, I don't really get into this dirty stuff. If you don't want to solve the puzzle, maybe you should go kill yourself. Which, once again, plays into that whole sadomasochist thing, because obviously she seems like she enjoys that idea. So, as far as that character is concerned, I have my issues with her as well. Like, that's obviously kind of the theme of this week's theme runs, but I don't know, I think it's less of an issue with her than it is with Rivali. Because with Rivali, this is someone you're supposed to count on, and and count on to have your back. And half the time he's just like, yeah, you suck. I don't care about you. And Rivali's attitude very much seems like a "I'd rather kill you than kiss you" sort, which I'm not expecting him to kiss Link or anything. I know there's probably plenty of people who would enjoy seeing that, but that's not what I'm getting at. What I'm getting at is that he's very much the sort of person that describes the "when you have friends like this, who needs enemies" quote. He is a douchebag to the nth degree, and I can't stand him. Zdrada, on the other hand, whereas she's abrasive, it just kind of feels like she's trying to do that in a too cool for school age. Is also exemplified by the idea that she smokes all the time. Like, I get the feeling that that's, outside of just being a bad habit for her, is something that she does because, it's supposed to be this personification of cool. This, of course, being something that was... Oh, thanks, Wavefront. Love your long cooldown. Nocturne, okay. Oh, come on. Oh, just die, will you? God, I hate counter road. And there's ball lightning. I don't really have a major use for that. But I should go get healing. Hey, even a masochist sometimes needs to understand when to mend their body. And the whole time I've been doing this, I've now been thinking back to the opening of Kill Bill, where Bill's going, "Do you find me sadistic?" No, right now, this is me at my most masochistic. It's been a while since I've watched Kill Bill. It's not exactly a new movie anymore, but... oh, I loved that movie so much. It's just kind of become the epitome of what Quentin Tarantino telling a story is all about. I always seem to be low on money. Striking a bit too much of a chord with real life, unfortunately. Hello, Hammer. Insert reference to the band Hammerfall here. I started to talk about the moniker of the bitch meme and why I felt it was such a strong thing for her, and I know I got a good part of the way through that. I'm just not sure if I... Oh yeah, it's because I was just talking about how her smoking seems like it might be like a Joe Cool, kind of like too cool for school kind of thing. Very, very much referencing at least in spirit the idea of those old ads for Camel cigarettes. That was terrible. And I don't know if that was intentional or not, but I'd have to say at least on some level it probably was. Because for a long time, whenever we thought of a character as being cool, they were always smokers. Nowadays, we look at that and go, that's really fucking dumb, but at some point or another, that was just kind of the metaphor for cool, is you smoking cigarettes. Because I guess the idea is, oh, you're aloof, you don't even care, not even about your own health. And that must make you super cool, because cool people do that. And yeah, I have a hard time buying into that, of course, but I think that is kind of the idea behind why she constantly smokes. Incidentally, now that I think about it, that might also be like there might also be a bit of a metaphorical meaning behind why Malina always drinks. And I know part of that is she's trying to get away from her abusive sister's crap. Like, that much I understand. But isn't that also kind of the thing where it's like people who excessively drink are seen as losers? And I know that Zdrada probably sees her sister as a loser. Probably why she, instead of calling her by her name, Malina, oftentimes makes fun of her by calling her Malinka. Maybe I'm reading too far into this, but I think it's at least worth pointing out. Because now that I'm actually doing Zdrada's theme run, now it's got me thinking about her sister Malina, who I don't drink, but I find Malina to be many times more relatable. Boy, I wonder if that's because you're a big dorky gamer, Darksage. You know what? That's fair. Oh, that was a mistake. Yeah! Yeah! There we go. Beautifully done. Not that. So, to reiterate... What? What did I just say? Wow, I'm horrible at this whole word thing today. In English, how does that even work? But... crap, now I just forgot I was going to say it because I screwed up my sentence so bad. I was going to make a point too, but it's hard to do that when your brain just shuts down. Like, he said the stupid word. Like, yes, I did. Please help me remember what I was going to say. It hurts my soul to be this stupid. Oh yeah, so the interpretation of Malina that they give is one that's supposed to probably seem like that of a hopeless loser, but I think what she is she's just... to me, it seems like it's a call for help because her sister seems like such an aloof, dismissive douchebag. And again, I'd like to point out, I don't dislike Zdrada as much as I dislike Malina, but she comes off as very unlikable, and I think by the idea that the devs called her the bitch demon, I think that was very much intentional. So I mean, I guess I can't be too hard on it because it's serving its intended purpose. I mean, even if I think they kind of went a little overboard with it, but yeah. Oh, that was a beautiful fiery paintbrush activation. Owie, owie, owie. There we go. Wonderfully done. And Zdrada comes away with a win. So once again, I implore you, if you haven't tried out Helltaker, it's a short, very, very entertaining, well-made puzzle game that really puts an interesting focus on the characters in it. And you don't get tons and tons of interaction time, but it feels to me like it was something that was done to A, drum up some interest, and B, really get the dev's name out, like, on the map, and I love it for that. Like, I really think that Helltaker is a lot of fun. There's a lot of characterization in Helltaker that's oddly absent in a lot of other games, namely big AAA games like, you know, anything Ubisoft, EA, you know, Warner Brothers, or Activision puts out. And it's free. I think that's the point that really drives it home for me. It's free. And as said, to me, it was designed to drum up interest, and it worked, because I'm interested. If they put out a full-length game using the characters from Helltaker, I would be very interested. But that's all I've got for right now. So again, thank you guys very much. Like I said, no theme run this week because I want to focus on doing a request or two and maybe a challenge. So next week we'll pick back up with the theme runs. Thank you guys very much for your input. I do appreciate you answering my question. Like I said, I'm always open to talking, so feel free to hit me up on my social media. It's in the description of the video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. My name is Dark Sage Walker. These are birds, not bitch demons, and I will be seeing you.